Hi guys, and welcome to this video. I am Ellen and I am incredibly late with my top 10s. But better late than never. So here we are at the end of February, finally doing a top 10 of 2018. And this is my top 10 TV shows of 2018. I watch a lot of TV shows. I'm a huge TV show person. I don't know how many TV shows I watched. I will put a number right here of how many TV shows I watched this year. I actually don't know. I never actually counted. I will also put a list down below so you can see all the TV shows that I watched this year so you know what I'm basing this list off of. But anyway, let's just get to the list. So we're going to start with my honorable mentions. So we have A Million Little Things, Season 1, Midnight Texas, Season 2, Wrecked, Seasons 1, 2, and 3, The 100, Season 5, The Flash, Seasons 3 and 4. Now we're going to talk about my guilty pleasure. So I also watch a lot of TV shows that aren't considered great, but yet I love them. So I decided to create like a little category for them, and that's the guilty pleasure category. Because it is a guilty pleasure. Like I love it, I feel bad that I love it. Anyway, so my guilty pleasure for this year, this one was actually hard to choose as well. I had like 3 options that I could have gone with. But ultimately, I went with Jersey Shore, Family Vacation. I didn't really watch a whole lot of Jersey Shore when it first came out because I was kind of like in middle school and high school, and I wasn't really too into that stuff, but I did watch a couple episodes here and there. There was only one season where I watched the entire season of Jersey Shore, and that was like the season that they were in Italy. I liked it back then. It was one of those shows where I was like, God, I hate that I like it, so I'm not gonna watch it and like let people know that I like it. But I don't care anymore. Adult Ellen just doesn't care. So when they came out with a like reunion show, which by the way they are having a 3rd season coming out soon, and I'm so excited. But the first 2 seasons came out in 2018, and I was on board. I like started watching it. I thought it was gonna be like the same deal. Like I was just gonna watch a few episodes here and there. Oh my god, no. I got so obsessed with this show. And I've been watching every single episode, and I've been like so invested in their lives. I know I shouldn't be, but I am, and I love it. It's trash, but it's good trash. At number 10, we have Little Women. It was a very limited, very short show on the PBS. On PBS. It was one of those like weird things where I didn't think I was gonna like it. I thought I was just gonna like watch it because it was Little Women, but I really liked it. It only has 3 episodes, and the episodes are like an hour and a half long. I really loved this. I thought this was done like super well, and I almost wish it wasn't 3 episodes and just 1 season. I thought the person who directed it did a fantastic job, and the acting was pretty good. You know, I really liked this one a lot. At number 9, we have The World's Most Extraordinary Home, Seasons 1 and 2. This is a Netflix show where these 2 people, Caroline and someone else, I'm terrible with names today, they pretty much go to a bunch of houses all around the world, but all of these houses are very like architecturally unique. And there's something very creative in the way that the houses were made or the way that the architecture looks. They basically just like go to these houses. They talk to the owners of the place, and they talk to the architect of the place, and they just kind of get a sense of how this was done, why it was done this way, what was the inspiration behind it, like that whole thing. But it is actually super fascinating, and I love the hosts because they definitely know what they're talking about, but at the same time, they make it so fun and so interesting to watch. So I highly recommend watching this one. There are now 3 seasons of the show. The 3rd season came out in 2019, and I actually just recently watched it, so check it out. At number 8, we have American Vandal, Season 2. I was obsessed with American Vandal, the 1st season, in 2017 when it came out, and it made my top 10 TV shows of 2017, linked down below, and I loved it. It was so good. So when there was a 2nd season, I was like, what are they gonna do with a 2nd season? They brought it. It follows the same 2 kids that were in the 1st season, and it's a mockumentary style of TV show, and the first one, the whole question was finding out who drew the dicks. But this year, it was who's the poop burglar? The turd burglar. Right. They were trying to figure out who the turd burglar was. Another school had like heard about these two guys and like their documentary of solving like who did the vandalism of the dicks. And so this season, this school is like, hey, someone has made every single student in the school shit their pants. And like they keep doing it and they keep threatening like, I'm gonna do it again. And it's just like, so they hire these guys to do a documentary to solve who the turd burglar is. And poop humor, I have to say, I am a huge like 12-year-old boy in that sense, where poop humor is definitely my kind of humor. I find poop to be so funny. And so the fact that we were making all these kids just poop their pants. Ugh. I was in heaven. It was so funny. But also, again, it was written very well and it was done very well, where it looks like a real documentary, but obviously it's not real, it is fake. But also, I love how we followed the two guys just a little bit more in this season, so we kind of see their friendship and the fights that they get into and then how they come back together. I highly recommend watching this show. If you don't find dicks and poop funny, maybe you won't like it, but I also still think you would like it because it's done so well. At number 7, we have Queer Eye seasons 1 and 2. They came out this year on Netflix, and I just realized most of these shows are Netflix shows that are on my top 10. Wow. So I remember when Queer Eye for the Straight Guy came out way back in the day. I was little, I was young, but I loved it. My mom loved it, we watched it together. And so I was so excited to hear that they were remaking a Queer Eye. They were like doing another Queer Eye show. And I was also super nervous because I was like, will it live up to the original, to the OG? And it does. I definitely liked the first season better than the second season. I still think the second season was very, very good. But the first season I definitely liked better because with the first season I cried every single episode. I found myself crying every episode, and the transformations were just incredible and astounding. I love the new guys that we have for the Queer Eye 5 guys. I like them a lot. They make the show super fun. But yeah, I'm really excited for the third season. The third season comes out in March, so get ready, get excited for that. At number 6, we have another Netflix show, and that is a series of unfortunate events, season 2. Season 3 came out in 2019, so I can't put it in the top 10 for the 2018. But I did watch the second season in 2018, and this is just a fantastic show. This is based off of a book series, a children's book series, that follows these Baudelaire orphans. There are 3 of them, and they're orphans. They find out that their parents have died in a tragic fire, and they're now having to live with their closest relative. If you watch the show, you know why I did that. You know. The closest relative, Count Olaf, and he basically just tries to steal their fortune, and he's a terrible person, but the show just kind of follows the adventure that these kids go on to A, get away from Count Olaf, and B, to find out about their parents and this like secret organization that they were in. And it's just really fascinating. And the second season, really loved it. This is just a fantastic show in general. I highly recommend it. Number 5, I have This Is Us seasons 2 and 3. I watched season 1 and half of season 2 in 2017, and I truly loved it. And so 2018 finished up season 2 and then also watched season 3, which this show is just fantastic. It's so well done. It's very sad. I have to say the first season is definitely the saddest, but we just follow a family and their lives. But we go back in time, we see a bunch of different time periods. We see, because we mainly follow the 3 like siblings and their parents, and these 3 siblings, we follow them in present day when they're adults, and then we also follow them when they're teenagers, and then also when they're kids. And it's just, you know, the struggles of family. That's it. But yet it is so captivating and so interesting and makes you feel so many emotions, and honestly you truly feel like you are part of the family when you watch the show. At number 4, I have The Good Place seasons 2 and 3. Again, I'm putting this on my list. This is just a really great show. It's a comedy, a half-hour comedy. It's so smartly done, and it's so colorful too. I love how colorful this show is. Oh my god. So many colors. It's so colorful. And it's just so wacky and so out there, but not too out there. By the 3rd season, we're like completely far away from the 1st season, but I will explain the 1st season in case you haven't watched the show. But we follow a girl, Eleanor Shellstrop. She has died and gone to the good place. But she was a terrible person on Earth, and so she feels like there was some sort of like mix-up because she does not deserve to be in the good place. So now she's just trying to keep herself in the good place because she doesn't want to go to the bad place. Why would you want to go to the bad place? You could stay in the good place where it's good. So she tries to pretend to be a good person, and she ropes in Chidi, who gives her like morality, philosophy lessons to kind of help her become a good person. I swear at the end of every season there's like a huge like reveal and a huge cliffhanger, and it is so well written. Like the writers of this show better be getting raises all the time because it's so good. The writing's well done, the acting's well done. It's so colorful, so I love the cinematography of it. And it's just, yeah, this story is just so bonkers and it's so good. Number 3, I have Grand Hotel. This, I want to say, was in my 2017 or 2016 top 10 TV shows of the year, but I only watched the 1st season, and then like Netflix got rid of it, so I couldn't finish watching it. But this year, Netflix brought it back, and I'm so happy that they did because I needed to rewatch season 1 because I had forgotten so many things that happened in season 1, but then I also watched season 2 and season 3. Finally finished the show. This is a Spanish telenovela, so basically a Spanish soap opera, and it is in Spanish with English subtitles, but honestly it is so worth it because there is so much drama, and the amount of drama they are able to put into one episode is just astounding to me. I just don't understand how they're able to put so much drama. But yeah, so this is I don't even know how to explain the show because there's literally so much going on and so many characters. But it's almost, I'll explain it like this. It's kind of like Downton Abbey if there was a lot more murder and it takes place in a hotel rather than someone's house. So we follow like the owners and the family of, like the rich family of the owners of the hotel. We follow the like servants of the hotel and the cooking staff, and then we also sometimes follow the guests, and there's a detective that's always at the hotel because there's always something to solve and something going on, and there's a lot of like love romance drama, there's a lot of murder, like there is a lot of murder, a lot of backstabbing too, and there's like abusive evil people, and there's like really good people. It is a time, it is a wild ride. I will happily rewatch this show at some point if Netflix doesn't get rid of it, but it's truly phenomenal. Number 2, I have The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 1. I have still yet to watch season 2 because I do not have Amazon Prime. But this is an Amazon Prime show. I need to find some way to watch season 2 because I'm going insane. I was able to watch the 1st season because I want to say it was like Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. They put it out for free. So I made sure that I watched that show and I finished watching it while it was free for like those 2 days. And I'm so happy I did. This was such a phenomenal show. Oh my god, it's so good. This takes place, oh my god, when does this take place? In the 50s? This is like one that takes place in the 50s, I want to say. We follow a woman, Mrs. Maisel. Can't remember her name. Basically her husband is leaving her. He just left her. And she ends up getting on this stage for like a comedy show and just like does this like drunken comedy bit, but she actually does a very good job. So she ends up like basically becoming a comedian and gets thrown into this like comedian world. But of course, since she's a woman, some people still don't take her seriously enough. But it's also like following like her family too, like her relationship with her family and her relationship with her husband. which is like kind of now like on and off. He keeps coming back and leaving, coming back, leaving, and like it's a weird thing. And like her relationship with her manager, because now she has like a manager for her comedy. She's like, I'm just a housewife, but now I can become a comedian. And it's just, it doesn't sound interesting the way I'm describing it, but it is so interesting. And it's so funny. Like, the costumes are so good and the sets are very good. Like everything about this show is fantastic. And I highly recommend it if you ever get a chance to watch this show. But I need to watch the second season. I don't know how though. And the #1 TV show of the year. I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that this is #1, but that is You. Season 1. Now, okay. Something that's like been really ticking me off, and I don't know why it pisses me off so much, but this is a Netflix show now. Like, now it's a Netflix show, but when I was watching it, it was a Lifetime TV show, and I had to wait a week to watch the next episode, which was torture. But like, everyone's just like, the Netflix show, the Netflix show. It's like, yeah, because Netflix bought it. I'm okay with Netflix taking it, like it's fine, because they are doing a second season, but I hope that they do it justice, because they did not film the first season, they did not create the first season, so I'm hoping they'll keep it to how Lifetime did it. This is fantastic. This, again, is based off of a book that I haven't read, but I need to read, that follows a stalker. This is a thriller, but it's not, I don't think it's like too heavy on the thriller, but it is a thriller. It's a light thriller. But it is also a thriller. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. We follow Joe, who finds this girl. He like instantly falls in love with her, and he stalks her pretty much. And then they end up getting into a relationship, but he's very like creepy. The narration is like through his head, and it is just so creepy. But yet he comes across as super charming, which is what was like so fascinating. Like, he is just a very fascinating character to begin with, because he is so creepy and he does horrible things. Like, he is a psycho, but yet he comes across super charming. Like, if we weren't in his head, he's like super charming. And also with the show, like, none of these characters are likable. None of the characters are likable. Honestly, not even Paco. I'm gonna say it. I don't even like Paco. But yet, you can't help but be fascinated by all of these characters. The end of every single episode is like the edge of your seat cliffhanger. Or it's just like a huge shocker that you're just like, wait, what? And, that scene in the very last episode, I don't want to give too much away, but like, the way they transitioned from the one scene to the next scene, I think you know, when she's like at the top of the stairs and he's at the bottom of the stairs. If you watch the show, you know what scene I'm talking about. That transition was just, insane. So this is definitely #1 show of 2018, and probably my most highly anticipated show for 2019. Like, I am highly anticipating season 2. I hope it comes out in 2019. So those are my top 10 TV shows of 2018. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know down in the comments if there's any show that I did not put in here that you would totally recommend for me to watch, and maybe it'll make my top 10 TV shows of 2019. But please also go check out my top 10 movies and my top 10 books of 2018, because I do also watch a lot of movies and I read a lot of books, so go check those out. And I will see you guys with more videos. Bye!